That's not my name. That's not my name. Welcome. You're all unmuted. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting stream of our campaign, Forlorn Legacy, in the world of Nexus, created by and written by none other than me, Obsidia, the trusty DM of this session and of this campaign. As is tradition, we're going to be doing round the table introductions before a brief session recap, and then we're just going to jump right into the mix where our heroes have some foes to overcome. So first of all, we have B as Feng-chen.
Sorry, you got me right as I was having a spoonful of soup. Hi,
Classic
everyone.
Nommers.
So true, so true. Hi, everyone. My name's Bee. Sometimes I'm also a goblin auntie named Griselda. If you like jackalopes or goblins, swing by. Today is the start of my combination Gobtober and Shocktober because I want to do goblins and horror stuff. So hope you enjoy Goktober. Uh,
Pants grab.
Speaking of tabletop stuff, I'll be having Obsidia on this Thursday for another episode of Deadlands Wayward Guns. And if you want to see perhaps the single greatest tabletop system ever devised, this Friday I'll be doing a one-shot of the Goblin with a Big Ass tabletop system. So you can swing by Thursday at around 6 p.m. or Friday around 7 p.m. for those.
I am so excited to see the Goblin with a big ass rule system actually played.
Right? I didn't see anyone actually talk about how it plays in the Twitter post.
It's you could definitely tag the creator in it. He would love that. So thank you, B. Next up, we have none other than Meris Orum as Soleil.
Hello, everybody. I'm Meris, and I'm a cozy storytelling dragon streamer. I usually do audiobook-esque ASMR streams, but I also have a tabletop RPG campaign coming up. October 9th, we are debuting Trial of the Hearts, which is a Good Society D&D mashup, and an ode to fantasy romance novels. So
Ooh.
definitely stop on by for that. But for today, I am playing the party himbo, Soleil, the hot pink tiefling bisexual disaster. So looking forward to it as always.
Thank you, Maris. Next up, we have Sif VTuber as Nafisa. Sif,
Wait,
you're
I'm muted.
currently muted.
Whoops
There
a
we go.
daisy. Whoops a daisy. Wrong mic. OMG, it's me, Nafisa. I'll pretend I totally didn't just say that into an empty mic. Um, Roleplayed by me, Sif, living suit of armor, gamer. You know me, just a guy. I record Curse of Strahd. You should come to check it out on my YouTube channel. Obsidia's in it. Maris is in it. Lily's in it. Yulia's in it. It's big, gay. It's traumatic. It's goth. Come see it. Outside of that, not much else. I'm very happy to see everybody again. We're gonna whack some rebar. Oh, I love you guys.
Definitely a euphemism. And last but never least, we have Lily Faywood as Aurora.
Hello. As said, my name is Lily, and I'm playing the lovely pink sheep satyr, wizard, painter, many titles, all of which lead to girl failure, Aurora. I'm very excited to be back here playing more. Excited to immediately cause problems as you do. And then I guess just as a general thing for me, I mostly just hang out on Twitter and Tumblr, writing comics, writing or drawing D&D characters, all that good stuff. So, yeah, that's what I've got going on for now. There's a TTRPG campaign in the works for me that may be airing at the end of next month.
Ooh.
We're starting. Probably not streamed, probably just on YouTube, because my ass gets very nervous streaming. But either way, just look forward to a more proper announcement probably in the coming weeks. Yay.
Hell yeah. So those are all of our wonderful players in announcements. First of all, tomorrow is my birthday. So
Yeah.
heck yeah.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I turned 36. Oh man.
One more MILF level.
Yep, my milfification is ever growing. And then secondly, as a heads up, there will likely only be potentially one more session of this before we're going to need to take probably about a 2-month hiatus, because I am going to have surgery on my face, so I'm not going to be able to do gaming stuff. But we'll be back after that, gayer than ever, so don't worry. Also, if you haven't done so already, please go check out the YouTube where I've uploaded all of the origin sessions of each of our wonderful players, going into their backstories and potentially what led them to session 1, as well as the first session of the campaign period for you to check out. So, previously on our plucky group of adventurers, each found themselves in the within the overall macro state of the United Federation of Allied States, specifically in the Confederatio Umbria, one of the 7 member states, and even further within that, into the city of Vennonia, the city of birds, a massive industrial research, really just urban wasteland with a series of mechanical birds throughout the city to help process the pollution and smog from the industrial works and weapons testing. And each of them found themselves inexplicably drawn here, and in particular to a small cafe in the lower spires of the city known as Bellissimo's, where it had the, in addition to being a compelling place to go have a snack, it also had free antipasta and a free show if you stayed for new customers. We then proceeded to some of the horniest first interactions I've ever seen playing D&D, as each of our heroes entered it and proceeded to not only flirt with the various, as they discovered, fae workers of the place, but also with each other. As they feasted, flirted, and exchanged stories, they were eventually greeted with the most over-the-top Chunibyo Dragonborn, who proclaimed himself as named Lunas, who triumphantly announced himself into the restaurant and came to join the party, where he engaged in various banter and actually drew weapons on Feng-chen before the situation was calmed down and the story time finally began. A mysterious figure, heavily cloaked, holding a massive tome, had their eyes light up in these orange glowing cat's eyes as they began to recite a twisted fairy tale involving a little prince and his accursed evil knights. And with that, the party then was consumed by darkness, despite the best efforts of certain entities, and were drawn into this bizarre urban fae court landscape, entirely crafted of artificial cloth and concrete and steel in imitation of things like plants and wildlife. While there, they were now trying to get used to their new environs and trying to explore, when they ran into Ludus once more, except he was just a little guy. He was greatly reduced from his 7 feet of big paladin action before to about a 3 foot tall little chibi dragonborn guy who was not happy about the situation before he was picked up off the ground and hoisted away. And then as the party proceeded through the woods, they eventually came across a burning village where the seemingly perplexed storyteller of this fairy tale was trying to rapidly recorrect the plot in response to our hero's actions. And when they got there, they saw that all of the other people at the restaurant had been converted into these wooden dolls that were wrapped in these flaming pits as their bodies began to slowly singe and burn as a massive quote-unquote wicker man made entirely of rusted steel and rebar proceeded to pick up one of the dolls and put it into its massive flaming cage-like chest to be consumed and immolated. And there's also a large silvery purple scaled dragon asleep in one of the flame circles behind this creature. And with that, our heroes rolled up, they got their initiative down, and now they are ready to face their fate in the face of this abomination. So let me just switch old Screenaroos to there, and that, and that. So it's going to be a little small right now. Let me zoom up a bit.
Oh.
There we go. So if everybody can see it, let's go. Let's turn on some music for this Fey realm.
I love it when Ops hits the music.
And with that, who is our first one? It is none other than Aurora. What do you do in the first round of this combat with your 26 initiative?
Yeah, so just sort of recapping a bit from at least where she was. Last session, at the end of last session, Aurora was kind of like borderline having a panic attack at the fact that she was like stuck in this situation that seemed to have no escape to it. And so seeing this horrifying monstrosity, she's going to do what she does so very best. And she is going to run a little away, probably about over to here. And you're, if people want to like be watching her, essentially what's going to happen is there's going to be like this like shadowy figure just kind of comes up and sort of just wraps herself around it, and Aurora turns completely invisible.
Masterful gambit, ma'am.
Masterful, I know. And just going to sort of like speak to, like kind of thinking in her head and sort of speaking out loud. It's just like, just various like, fuck, shit, like, what do I do? I don't understand. There's no way for us to get out of this. What are we gonna do? No. I feel bad, but no. The player feels bad that this is very in character.
It's all for the RP.
I muted myself like an idiot. Sorry about that. So his first layer action was Creative Liberties. He turned B into a wooden doll that made her a construct that is vulnerable to fire. Next layer action is Fanning the Flames. He's going to spawn 2 little embers. These embers will go on initiative of 10. Okay. And now we will have your good guy actions, where little Ludus standing behind everybody, arrayed for battle. He thumps his little spear into the ground and looks up and goes, "Don't worry, everyone. We can do this if we work together. I believe in you." And so he uses his I believe in you ability. Everyone in the party may now have a single advantage roll once per turn. They can announce it before they roll. as Ludus may be small, but he has a big heart. And then secondly, he will shout, I'll protect you! Soleil at his rival. So for the next turn, until Lunas goes again, he has established an emotional bond with Soleil, and he will take all of the damage that Soleil would otherwise take this turn. He does have a pool of hit points, which can be depleted.
Oh, buddy, I hope you're ready to take some damage.
Oh, me win Blood Hunter.
Oh, no.
Me win Blood Hunter.
That's the fun!
Oh, no.
All right, well, I guess since the Wicker Man ended up going, like, basically first.
Yeah, come on, big guy.
You see this big, like, 20-foot tall abomination of massive, these rusted rebar claws and this yawning maw come shambling towards you. And it is going to reach over and try and grab Nafisa. Nafisa!
Bring it, DM. I got a 17 AC.
Ooh, I like where your head's at.
Oh.
I got a 19 to hit you.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit. I have to ask, is this gonna be non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage?
I'm gonna say it's non-magical, but it will be a mix of bludgeoning and fire damage.
Okay. Because the heavy armor master feat will reduce that damage by the bludgeoning by 3.
Yeah, and I have it divided up, so it should be easy to see. So how many? It's 3 damage you reduce?
Yeah, it's 3. So that would be 2 bludgeoning and 2 fire damage.
Okay. So now.
Ouch.
Now that the Wicker Man has hit you with his giant claw, the target is, since it hit, he picks you up and slams you into his chest. You are now treated as being imprisoned inside of his blazing torso, and you are currently blinded and restrained.
Oh. It's...
And you will take 3d6 fire damage at the start of each of the Wicker Man's turns. With that will be, with that he just grabs Nafisa, slams her into his torso, and then, these, burning, it's hard to say, like, specifically able to distinguish, perhaps the orange fey eyes and the overall sea of fire, but he just cranes his head now towards Soleil as he looks like he is readying another slam attack, but that won't happen until the end of the turn. All right, so that was the Wicker Man's first turn. Nafisa, you're inside, you're burning, you're restrained.
Alright, I forgot, I fucked this up last session. I wasn't supposed to roll initiative for Nyx. Nyx shares his turn.
Don't they, like, go after you go or something?
Yeah, immediately after,
Yeah.
and I use my bonus action to command them.
Okay.
So I'm restrained, right? So that means...
Yeah, it's basically disadvantage on everything.
Yeah, attack rolls. Then I am... Well, got nothing better to do. I'm gonna whack him from the inside.
Whack him from the inside, baby!
Uh-huh, that's, my gimmick. Oh, hold on, I should get rid of that 500. Gee, alright, I'm gonna whack him. Disadvantage, there's a 10?
Oof, nope, that is unfortunately not a hit.
Damn.
His AC is not good, but it's still higher than a 10.
Damn, literally
Could you-
inside of
You
him.
know!
Could you use the advantage roll from Lunas?
You can use the advantage roll from Lunas to
but that
counter, but you have to do
means-
it before you roll. So,
Yeah, but that
Oh,
means
okay.
using something from Lunas in character. Would Nafisa do that?
Well,
Call you neutral on the next, calling it on
Yeah.
the next attack.
If you-
23.
okay. I was like, if you want to think about it this way, you're technically not, like, consciously using Ludus's power. He's just invigorating you at a certain point it kicks in. Alright, so a 23 hits.
Didn't even need God. Alright.
You didn't even need the power of Ludus.
13 slashing damage.
Okay, he takes it. You also will take some, I'm gonna say you don't take the hitting the flaming thing damage since you're already literally inside of it and you're gonna be taking flaming damage anyway. So I'm gonna say that it's kind of just duplicative flaming at that point.
Sick. Yay. Thank you, DM. Duplicative flaming. Alright, and then for my bonus action... Oh, actually, wait. Nyx can use his reaction when I hit something to infuse the strike with an extra 1d6 damage.
Okay.
So he's gonna do that.
For electrical damage?
For lightning, yes.
Oh, wow.
So
You
that
rolled a
is
6.
Oh, you already had it in the
bonus.
thing, and it said you rolled a 6.
Oh, my bad. I can't read. Yeah, 6 lightning damage.
Ooh.
Zip zap.
You
And
didn't
then
like
for her...
that.
Yeah, for her bonus action, Nafisa is going to command Nyx to do the bite thing.
Do the bite thing. Do.
There we go. That is a 19 to hit.
Okay.
That is
She hits.
9 piercing damage, and then no duplicative flaming for Nyx.
Nyx will get burned.
Yeah.
Nyx takes 10 fire damage.
Oh! Cursed dog!
Girl, no!
As
No, my dog!
Nyx bites into it, and one of the just rusted flaming rebars just goes straight through her jaw.
Okay.
Oh no.
Not my dog! Alright. That's my turn, DM. That's me and Nyx done.
As she desperately tries to pull you out of the cage. Alright, so she did 9 damage. Well, I've got some good news for you, Nafisa.
Yeah.
But I also have some bad news for everyone
no.
else.
No.
So first of all, the Wicker Man has sustained 28 damage.
Ooh.
That means he has taken 25 or more damage, and Nyx actually does pull you out of the cage.
Yay!
As the rebar that has been impaling her was what was keeping you locked in there. So I'm just going to give you some quick damage for your time. I'm not going to give you the full flaming damage, but I am going to give you the burn damage. So you take 5 burning damage, and you may now place yourself prone in a space within 10 feet of the Wicker Man.
Oh, that is terrifying. Oh, that is terrifying. Alright, yeah, I'm good.
Alright, so you're putting yourself basically back where you fell.
Wait, you mean any space?
It's any space within 10 feet, because you're flopping out of it, you're moving
10
around and
feet.
stuff, so I'm gonna say that you could fall into places that would not otherwise be like, where you got picked up from.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think there would be fine.
Okay. And you are currently prone. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for us. That's the... Actually, wait, Nyx can move, and he's going to move up here.
Misgendering your own doggo.
Excuse me. Everyone else
Wow.
started calling her him for, like, because I didn't clarify her gender, and then the brain rot spread to me. It's my own fault.
All right. So nothing else, Nyx?
Yep.
All right, Feng. You are a wooden doll. You just saw
Yep.
Nafisa get, pulled in and then Nyx pull her out. Oh, I forgot the other thing. Sorry, one more. One more thing to screw you guys on. Oops, I misclicked.
This guy's a whole fucking Swiss Army knife of features.
Yep. Alright, so I gotta delete that. But,
Oh.
as you do 25 more damage to him, 2 more embers burst out of him
Okay.
as the flames that he's containing begin to come out of control. Now, Feng, what do you do?
Let's see. I think that Feng has a moment, certainly, of this is incredibly trite and hackneyed writing. She's done better when she is absolutely drunk off her gourd. However, she's going to wait to criticize the author until further away. I would like to grab a hold of Lunis's hand, saying, "Well, I believe it is most certainly after you. So if you would care to come this way, my liege." And at the end of the turn, I'm going to try to move. I'll be holding on to him. If he moves with me, great. If he chooses to resist that, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, he will not be resisting you. He's just a little guy.
Great.
Little guy.
For my action, though, I would like to pat Soleil on the back, and I say, "This is a little out of my comfort zone. Why don't you give it something slightly closer to its own size to fight?" And I cast Enlarge on him.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Soleil getting
Hell
chonky.
I figure, hopefully, it won't be able to pick up large creatures. Alright.
Out of comfort zone is my specialty, baby.
I will supersize you.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Supersize me, obs. Or
Cast
Soleil.
that. Okay. Okay, so I've got one slot left. And then let's start schmoovin'. Let's just casually hustle our way over. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Second.
With Lunis and Toll.
Okay. Lunis will follow you. He goes, "Don't get too far away. We need to go support our friends."
Oh yes, we certainly will, as soon as I am no longer incredibly flammable kindling my newfound acquaintance. It seems that this is such a terrible threat that we must put aside our moral differences to create a uneasy truce.
"So be it, villain. We will unite this day, but who knows about tomorrow?"
Indeed. I knew that would work. Alright. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alrighty. So that's the end of Feng. The Embers get to go. So
boy.
this guy is gonna walk over. Oh. Zoom over there and that. Okay, so you can do that. Limber will zoom over to Soleil. So these are just little guys.
Mm-hmm.
So these are very small fire elementals.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm gonna start with Nyx as it tries to touch your doggo.
Oh.
Does a 15 hit Nyx?
No.
Really?
Yep.
Quite
Stone
the,
scales.
Quite the sturdy little gal. As she bats it aside as it tries to, basically go on top of her and start igniting her on fire. But then one's gonna try and hit you, Nafisa, on the ground.
It is advantage, and
Yep.
I think it crits on hit.
It has advantage to hit you because you're prone.
Oh, okay.
It's not an auto crit.
Apologies.
It's a real poggers. So let's give him advantage as he reaches out and touches Faith and misses. Turns out you are pretty fire resistant, even on the ground.
There's dirt down here.
Yeah, this little guy just goes to try and grab you, but you just roll to the side and avoid him entirely. Soleil, I'm gonna try and touch you.
You can certainly try.
A natural 1.
That won't do it. He's just a little guy, and I'm like 10 feet tall now.
Yeah.
You're literally gigantic.
He, as you've got supersized, You just see these big, like, fiery eyes just kind of slowly, like, pan up you. And he's a little intimidated this round. That's why he rolled the 1. And then finally, I'm gonna try and fondle Feng.
Hey, yo.
Yo, does a 12 hit you?
It does not.
Shocking that. All right. The little guys tried the hardest.
Poor little
Slap
guys.
it away with a silk-wrapped wrist.
It's a shame, too, because currently you're vulnerable to fire.
Yeah.
Actually, you are no longer vulnerable to fire. I forgot, since he took 25 damage, the creative liberties gets overpowered by how deviated you guys are going from the story. And you feel yourself return back to your normal fleshy, breathy form. All right, Soleil, so gay.
Finally, my time has come.
Get
All right. Get him! All right, we are going wolfo mood. Soleil's just gonna crack his neck and just go, all right, here we go. And wait, I described this in the origin session, but I will do so again in case anyone watching has not watched this. But he essentially does the Van Helsing werewolf transformation, where he's just like ripping the skin off of his body to reveal the wolf form within. But in place of a wolf's head, it is that no longer a mask, it just is a deer skull for his head. Yeah, he's gonna square up to this big boy, and I'm gonna try to smack him.
Alrighty.
Just try to rip apart that wicker.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and use an advantage roll from Lunas, because I definitely want to hit. 14?
Well, you didn't need the advantage, but you did hit with a 14.
Yeah! Okay. So that's gonna be 9 slashing.
Add your 1d4 from
That's right,
enlarge.
from enlarge. Thank you. I told myself not to forget, and I did anyway. Another 2.
Okay, you will also immediately take 1d10 fire damage. So 6 fire damage, which goes
That'll
straight
be
to
3.
Ludus. Oh, 3 damage goes straight to Ludus.
3. Fire resistance, baby.
As you just see, like, a pair of big, like, draconic wings wrap around you as the fire starts trying to ignite you.
Aww.
Oh,
So cute.
oh little buddy. Alright, I did not learn my lesson. I do it again. It's a 17 to hit.
You hit him.
Let's go.
So that's another 6 slashing. With only 1 from the d4.
Okay. You take, or Ludus takes 5, so he will take his 5 fire damage. Anything else?
That's it. That was my bonus action and my action.
Okay. Well, time for the real fun.
Oh boy.
The Wicker Man's second round. So at the bottom of initiative, that readied attack is going to try and swoop down and grab you.
Wait, grab who?
Soleil.
Oh.
The person I said at the start.
Okay, apologies. I guess you can be too big to fail, huh?
He will use his legendary reaction, Rewrites, where the storyteller attempts to hastily rewrite the story to comply with his narrative. He may make a target re-roll one roll they just made and take the second result. An 11!
Oh!
Hey, no making up for bad storytelling.
Yeah.
And then his once around legendary attack, he will do a second slam to Soleil. 9! What even is this game?
Man, the game's easy if the DM rolls bad.
Yeah. It's all that draconic protection right now. Ludus is just so strong.
The power of friendship right there.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So that is the Wicker Man's turn. And we come back to Aurora. Aurora, you're invisible. You just saw this go down, but now there's a 14-foot tall Soleil that's squaring up with this thing.
Roll for horniness.
You look up his loincloth.
Yacht!
There's
Thank you.
not much there except for a wolfy tail.
Okay.
You see a lot of fur.
A lot
Yeah.
of fur.
Jungle pussy, let's go.
Ooh, okay.
A Caesar salad,
Aurora.
Yes. I think she is kind of just like calming down, and as she kind of sits there with the shadowy presence just around her, Aurora's just gonna kind of say like, This is probably the best shot at overcoming this, ain't it?"
You inside of your shadowy bubble of invisibility, the familiar pair of violet cat's eyes light up, looking directly into yours, and you hear, "Come, we have to face this. There's no way we can escape these Fae if we don't. This is not a problem we can just run away from."
She'll look deep into the cat's eyes. Or the you know what I'm trying to say, the violet cat's eyes. And just kind of just feel a bit of a sense of calm hearing her determination, and just I trust you, Nethris. You know I do. I don't know what I'll be able to really accomplish, but I'll do my best. Okay? Keep watch. I know you always do.
I will always watch over you.
Alright. She'll just take a second, still in the Shadow's Embrace, probably step back out to like here-ish.
Okay.
And as she does, it's just going to let the invisibility spell drop over her.
Okay.
And as she does, and as that's happening, she kind of takes out her easel and begins to dip into 6 separate colors. And as she does with that, she pulls them out and puts them directly in front of her. And you see them sort of like gyrate different colors in like a sort of rainbow appearance around her as she takes a deep breath and begins to point at 2 separate locations.
Okay.
This is Melf's minute meteors.
Okay.
Is the spell. So first things first, going to aim 1. It's like a 5 feet AoE around wherever I choose. So
Okay.
I'm gonna aim 1 right here, so it hits the Wicker Man and the little flame.
Okay.
This will be cold damage.
Okay.
And it's a DC 15 saving throw.
Okay. Do I only have to make 1 save for each, or?
1 save for each, yeah.
Okay. So the Wicker Man, would you be surprised to learn he does not have good dex?
Mm.
He rolled a natural 1 reduced to 0.
Okay, that's a good thing.
He's tried his best here. He's tried his best. The Ember will get a 12.
Okay, so they
both failed.
both take 7.
Okay. Well, I've got good news, Aurora.
Uh-huh.
So you did another 25 damage to him.
Okay. Okay. Hi, friends.
As 2 more embers spawn out of him. As
Alright.
you just see, as the iron and steel, lattice that makes up this Wicker Man, it begins crumbling apart. The inner flames that are barely being contained by this cage-like form begins just rupturing out into these small little, like flaming gremlins, really. They're almost like a pixie that is just entirely malevolent and made of fire. And one of them is looking up at you with those big blazing orange eyes.
Aw, it's cute.
And you just hear that, you feel that cold presence, which is especially refreshing right now, in the wake of all this fire, just grip your shoulder and just breathe into your ear and say, "You're not alone. We can do this together."
Okay. And she has one more to throw.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure the cold wasn't any extra effective.
No, they don't have a vulnerability.
I figured that would be the case, because that'd be silly. So this next one she's going to throw out to make it hit the two that are like closest to her, these two.
Okay, so just the embers?
Just the embers.
Okay.
And this one will be a white orb, so it's going to be radiant damage.
Ooh.
So similarly, roll dex saves.
Yep.
This one is 10 damage.
So yeah, these guys, they have a vulnerability. It is just not to cold damage.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
I would say I've got a lot of types to scroll through.
I don't think you're gonna guess it. I do not think you're
Okay.
gonna guess it. It is not a specific damage type. Well,
Water.
one of them passes.
Yeah, one of them eats.
So the one closest to you was the one who passed. So that little guy will take half damage, and then the one next to Soleil just pops out of existence. As the orb of light that just bursts in there, and it just casts aside this little ember and just shrieks as it just dissipates into nothingness. Anything else?
That's action, bonus action, movement. So I think that is it for now.
All right, you're no longer invisible. The Wicker Man. So, first of all, at initiative 20, I'm going to roll a d4, or actually, I'm going to roll a d6. It's going to be everybody but Feng, since I'm not going to do the same person multiple rounds. So,
Yay.
1 to 2 is Soleil, a 3 to 4 is Nafisa, and a 5 to 6 is Aurora. Nafisa, you turn into a little wooden girl.
No.
I am wood.
You are
And
the little
prone.
wooden girl. And then, additionally, 2 more little embers pop out around Soleil.
Keeps giving birth.
Yep. Mpreg, live in 4K.
No.
So all the embers go on initiative 10. And then Ludus, being dragged away, is waving his spear as he tries to stand between Feng and the ember next to her. As he goes, "Come on, everybody! You're doing great!" And you all have your advantage roll per turn. And he will pick Nafisa as his protective target. He goes, I know you're up to no good, but you're doing a good job here, and I don't want them to be your end."
You see, I'm up to no good.
Yep.
Oh my fucking god. I'm not even Feng. Oh my god, alright.
Alrighty. On the Wicker Man himself's turn, he is gonna grab Soleil. He's gonna try his darndest. 22.
Yeah, that'll do it.
The good news is you are too big to put inside of him.
Yeah.
So you take 7 bludgeoning damage and 1 fire damage.
I also take. Is the bludgeoning magical or nah?
Non-magical, yeah.
I take half of that too.
Okay. And
Cool.
then
And would this be considered a melee attack?
yes, it's 100% a melee attack.
I got Armor Thur of Agathis on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So take 10 points of cold damage.
Why are you guys so rude to my little Wicker Man? As you
I
blast him.
literally got Vord live on your Twitch channel. I don't think you can say that.
All right, and then he is going to really just do a fuck you to Nafisa.
Oh, alright, that's what I get for speaking up.
Yep, you're on the ground, so he's gonna
He
try.
gets advantage on this, doesn't he?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you have anything that would otherwise negate that advantage?
No.
Okay.
I straight up thought you were about to ask if she had any last words. Like...
No. She's lucky. This turn, it's all Ludus who's taking the damage.
Don't forget bludgeoning -3, so that's 4 bludgeoning plus 2, 5, 6 damage.
I haven't rolled any damage.
Oh,
I got a
That's
19 to hit
delay.
you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking.
Oh boy!
That's what I get for speaking up.
That's
That's what I
9
get to
bludgeoning
you.
damage and 10 fire damage. That goes straight to Ludus.
All right, buddy.
So he takes 19.
Fine.
Whoa.
Ludus has now taken 25 damage.
Oh no!
How's he
That's a good
looking?
thing that
Save
activates.
him!
And he grabs you and throws you back inside of his chest.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
God.
Am I prone in his chest too?
No, because you're already
Okay.
restrained and blind, so it kind of doesn't matter.
Well, you have quadruple
You're not
disadvantage.
prone anymore.
I just
Yeah,
I'm
we're doing
restrained
the
blind.
dimension 20, the disadvantage squared.
Oh.
Yeah, as he just grabs you and slams you into his chest. That is his turn. Nafisa, what do you do?
Oh, Nafisa.
Actually, wait. I have a thing for that last like 19 damage that
Okay.
that Lunas took. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna I'm gonna use
Yep.
Stone's Endurance
Okay.
and roll the d12. Plus 2. That's 9 less damage for Lunas.
Oh, good. He
Yeah.
appreciates that. Describe your stone's endurance.
Nafisa. So as the as she's like being pulled in with the squeezing, it like her stone scales harden up even further and sort of push back and make space within the tight clench that she's in.
All right.
They don't grow out or anything, but they sort of like emanate draconic energy to like force space back.
Awesome. All right. Well, it's your actual turn. You're currently burning alive. What do you do?
All right, I am going.
Oh,
to use...
I forgot something for
Yep.
Ludus's damage.
No.
You have damage vulnerability to fire right now. So
Oh, man.
he takes another 10 fire damage from that
Leave
attack.
him alone.
I tried my best, dog.
You
I
did
tried my
try.
best, Luna.
You tried. You negated all the bludgeoning you took, but not the fire.
Damn.
So yes, it is your turn.
All right. God, it's not even worth using concentration or anything right now. I am going to just whack at neutral and burning the advantage that Lunas gave me.
Okay.
That's a
26
26.
hit. You didn't need it once again.
16 slashing damage.
Actually, you did need it. Otherwise, you would have gotten that
Yeah,
one. I just saw that. My bad.
Yeah,
So-
you're good.
16. Okay.
And then Nyx's reaction for 1 lightning damage.
Hell yeah.
A strong one.
Hey, it's 1 more than I had before. All right, second hit at disadvantage. That is a 13.
That will miss. He has AC 14.
Do I tell Nyx to bite? I don't want her to die either.
Oh no.
She could always bite
Yeah.
the little guys probably and be
They
okay.
have not hit. They have not hit. I don't know if I respect it. All right, Nafisa.
Speaking
Nafisa's
of
gonna
little
tell Nyx.
guys,
Nafisa's gonna tell Nyx to go bite the flame one. And what? Oh.
Oh.
At this
Oh.
point, it really is just a burst the boss down situation, huh?
you guys have
All
done
right.
a lot of damage to the Wicker Man.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not. All right, guys. I'm gonna keep it real. Dealing with crowds is supposed to be Nafisa's thing, and she's tanky right now. Nyx bite.
Yeah.
Nyx bite the big one. That is a 15.
So, who is she biting, the Wicker Man or one of the Embers?
In the Wickerman.
Okay. 15 does hit.
That is 7 more piercing damage, and then let me know how much.
She takes
Nyx
1
is.
fire damage.
Oh,
So 7 piercing. 10. 1 second, I gotta do some math. Oh, he's so close to having you rupture out. So close. But not quite.
Guys, help! I'm made out of wood.
You are a little wooden girl. Anything else?
That's our turn.
Fung along. Let's go.
Okay. How is Lunas looking?
He's taken a third of his health so far.
Okay.
So he's doing okay. doing okay. He's gonna do less okay when it comes to Nafisa burning for her damage.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
No
worried about that.
dragonborns allowed. God damn.
Let's see.
There's
Well, I was.
a little ember guy in front of you, and then there's a lot of other embers everywhere else.
Yeah. Alright, so I was considering trying to heal him up, but I feel like it might be better to try and not get surrounded if possible.
Yeah, he's
instead.
not in like a state where I think you need to heal him.
Alright. Then yeah, let's target that one right in front of us.
Okay.
And let's try to let the meteor hammer fly.
Give him the old puncharoo.
Go. It's a nat 29.
Yeah, yes, your critical hit does collide with this small flaming pixie.
Fantastic. For 16 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, you take 1 fire damage as you disintegrate this little pixie. Just slam into it, and whatever fey magic was keeping its little flaming form together just splatters everywhere, and some like pixie dust like ash is now covering your hand.
Yeah, for those of you who have missed the first episode, she is not using a actual flesh and bone arm. She has a decoratively plated mechanical arm that now just the fist has extended off on a little chain. If you've seen the Chinese weapon called a meteor hammer before, essentially that. Yeah, she's extinguished one, and now that she's got the length, let's see. Yep, that's within range. So she'll use the momentum, whip it around herself a couple of times, and try and hit that one there.
Okay, the one next to Soleil. Okay.
Yep. And since I don't really have anything else to use the advantage on, let's use advantage on that.
Okay.
Okay. 16?
A 16 does hit.
Okay, for another 12 bludgeoning damage.
He pops.
Yay!
You take 1 more fire damage. Or no, you don't because you're too far away.
Yay!
But yeah, Soleil, you just see this like little flaming pixie next to you just get this, gravity pulling metal fist just slam into it, and it just pops. Some ash is now splattered on your leg, but like near the foot because you're so big.
Sick.
All right. Anything else fun?
Let's see, that was my action. I don't really have too much in the way of bonus actions I can do from back here. So I would also need to be within 5 feet of someone else to give someone the help action on an attack, right?
Yep.
I can't really think of too much else I can do right now, then.
Okay.
I guess I'm good.
Sounds good. We move to the embers. All right, so your doggo has 2. 2 are going to be on Aurora.
I want to make it 3. Just dogpile.
Nope, this one's going to reach into the fire pit and start grabbing Nafisa
Holy-
inside of it.
I get it. I'm warned. Let me out.
Damn.
Soleil, get me the
Wow.
fuck out of here.
I'm working on it.
And this one's back in action on you. So here is the distribution of all the little embers.
Help me, help.
Nafisa, I'm going to try and grab you first.
Help me.
Has advantage because you're currently restrained.
No!
Yeah.
Yep, a 23 hits you. You would otherwise take 8 fire damage, but instead it's transferred to Lunas. So there's that. And You are also on fire right now for 1d4 fire damage.
Oh.
When does that take effect?
That takes effect at the start of each of your turns.
Okay, got it.
So the two on Nyx are gonna try and grab her. They don't have advantage. They go blub. The 12 does not hit her, nor does a 7. Aurora.
Uh-huh.
You see these little menacing fire pixies come fluttering over to you and start trying to like grab onto your woolly feetsies and stuff.
I'm very flammable.
You're also
Not made of
small
wood.
sized, aren't you?
No, she's medium.
Oh, she's medium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly in width, but
Yes.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Ayo.
Yeah, damn. So a 23 hits you.
Oh, they gotta have it.
You
Goddamn.
take 3
Oh,
fire
no.
damage, and you're now on
Yes.
fire.
that's well. Yeah.
Does a 13 hit you?
That is my AC.
Oh
Okay,
no.
no shield or anything?
I'm not.
It's up to
I
you.
mean, yeah.
You
I'll
are
cast the
very
shield.
flammable.
Okay.
Okay, I'll cast the shield.
All right. So you mark off your shield usage. What does an Aurora shield look like?
I imagine it is also Nethris, kind of. So just like her presence, like seeing the first kind of hit go through, immediately kind of like takes up and just kind of bats away the attack with a similarly elementally flavored magic essence.
Gotcha. All right. And then Soleil, somebody's gonna try and grab your foot.
Okay.
No.
Yep.
Nat 20, baby.
Yeah. I'll do it.
You take 8 fire damage, reduced to 4, and you're currently on fire for 1d4.
Ouch.
And
Well, at least
then,
it's not grappling.
yep, and then Feng, I'm gonna try and grab you. Does a 19 hit you?
Just barely, yep.
Okay. You take 5 fire damage, and you are also on fire.
We're all on fire.
Literally everybody is on fire. You'll love to see it. And now we come to the most important question. Because we're actually playing with it this time. 1 second. We do, in fact, have concentration.
Yep.
So please roll a concentration check, Feng. Should just be a 10.
Alright.
You're good.
Okay.
With a 14, you are good. Alright, those are all the little embers. Soleil.
Alright, I'm gonna do my damnedest to claw my way through that wicker man and get Nafisa out.
Excellent.
Alright, so with my bonus action, I'm going to activate my Crimson Right.
Yep.
Just dragging the claws against his chest, get his paws nice and bloodied. So let me roll my d6 for self-inflicted damage. That's a 1. Nice.
Oh,
Alright. And I'm going to try to claw my way into the Wicker Man and get Nafisa out.
Okay.
Ooh, that's an 11.
That is going to miss.
Ooh,
Do you still
boo.
have advantage?
You have a
Oh, right, you
advantage
had
available.
to, and you had to announce it. That's right.
Yeah. So I will now announce I'm gonna have advantage because I really want to hit him.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad I did. That's
Well,
amazing.
you know what? I'm gonna use my rewrites. Reroll that 19.
no.
No.
Do it
Try
again.
one more.
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let
Alrighty.
me
So
out!
that's 6 slashing damage plus another 4 cold damage from the Crimson Right.
Okay.
Plus enlarge.
Oh, plus enlarge.
Thank you,
3. Another 3.
Okay, so Nafisa, you can now place yourself 10 feet away.
Yay!
Prone?
I'm
We
still
have-
on fire though, yeah.
Yes, you are still on fire.
We have got to get her out
You-
of that reach.
You will take the parting fire, which will be 12
What?
to Luna's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I have to do some quick math.
Oh no.
I know. My
When does
bim-
the
my
when does
bimbo
the, like,
brain.
the fire thing turn off though? Or the vulnerability, doesn't it turn off when
Yes.
the 25 happens?
Yes, it
Okay.
will now deactivate. But it's one of those things that's kind of happening at the same time, so
Yeah.
I'm giving it.
You're good.
Oh, I think not to tell on myself, but I think I was on fire, so I need to.
Oh yeah,
take
you
some
do
damage for
take your
that, too.
1d4 fire damage.
So
Take your
one.
1 fire damage. So the good news is that now he has hit another threshold.
Is that good news? I don't know.
I mean,
He's gonna
getting
give
low.
birth again.
Babies.
He is looking like, the blaze inside of him is almost entirely out of control. There is not much structural integrity to the Wicker Man anymore. You see the rebar is just kind of crumbling off of him as each of these attacks has just been pulling it away. And so it's this very thin metal skeleton encasing this just raging inferno. So, anything else, Soleil?
No, that is it. That was my action and bonus action, and I'm not going anywhere.
All right. Then on the Wicker Man's turn, I'm going to send messages here.
Ooh.
The Wicker Man is going to attack Nyx.
Not your little
Not
dog,
the
too.
dog!
Bastard.
You
If you eat
monster!
my dog, I will eat you.
Does a 16 hit Nyx?
No.
All right.
Wow.
God damn.
That's a
She is
beefy
very
dog.
nimble. Mhm.
I'm gonna try to use one of my 3 rewrites to re-roll that. Damn it, 15.
No.
These rewrites have not worked out for me.
Yeah, do you want to use another?
You gotta find a good editor.
I know,
for
but
your story.
I have to take the second result.
Uh,
And then with his that's gonna be his turn. That was his legendary attack. All right. Our dear Aurora,
Okay.
you take
suppose
1d4 fire
Sweet
damage.
Storm, do you?
I do indeed.
Ooh.
Just one.
Another fire damage as these 2 little pixies are grabbing at your legs.
So I think just to start off, she still's got 4 of the little meteors left, so she's going to try and get herself free of these guys.
Okay.
So just,
Gotta check it like there or
think-
something.
yeah, like there-ish, so hit the 2 of them, but not myself.
Yep.
You know how it goes. So just go ahead and make 2 actually, let's see what the first one's damage is. This first one will be lightning damage, so it'll be like a bluish orb.
Okay.
7.
Okay. 1 failed
Fail.
and 1 passed.
Yeah,
So
okay.
let me see their damage because these guys are not terribly tough.
Right.
So the one who failed is dead,
Okay.
and the other one took half damage.
Okay. I think, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of spicy.
A little caliente.
Yeah, a little caliente.
Would that be because you have a singular flame sprite on your feet?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very brave position to be in.
Next one, gonna shoot at there,
Okay.
and this one will be force damage.
What a cheater. Okay.
My bad for having force damage at level 1. Oh,
Oh.
a full 12.
Oh, the Wicker Man failed.
Die.
The little Emberino
Passes.
passed. So 12, so that's 6. That will kill this dude. And the Wicker Man is not looking so good.
Okay. That is my bonus action. So she is going to walk up, and just as she's doing so, she's going to speak to Nethris and say, "You've got my back, right?"
Always.
And so she is going to attempt to cast Inflict Wounds on the Wicker Man with Nethris's hands
Ooh.
and hers at once.
Okay. Roll your attack roll.
14.
I'm gonna make you re-roll it. Rewrites.
Okay.
The last rewrite before it's his turn again, and he gets him back.
20.
Damn it!
Yeah!
Damn
What a
it!
good rewrite!
Okay, so this does
Man, this peer review sucks ass.
13 necrotic damage.
Okay. With your 13 necrotic damage, we come to an important crossroads
Oh
here.
my god.
How do you want to do? No.
Limit break time, Aurora. Describe your
Yeah!
negative energy attack joined with Nethris on this thing.
So
Gotta
you
call it
kind of
finishing
see,
move.
like she is, for lack of a better word, sheepishly walking up to this, just like feeling the sort of comfort and coolness that Nethris brings to herself in these scary and trying times. And just as she does, sort of like almost a la like Goku and Gohan, like the Kamehameha where they do it
Yeah.
together kind of thing, where she just kind of walks up, and unlike any of her other magic where it all stems from her paint, this is purely channeled through the shadow fell. And so as she does this, you just see this like blackish ichor kind of like emanate from her hands as it just kind of begins to seep inside of the Wicker Man and just kind of cause it to start to malfunction as it's unable to have the gears and like all that good stuff kind of stay lit, just being consumed by this sort of blackness. And Aurora just kind of takes a deep breath, her heart just pumping as fast as it possibly can, and it's just going to sit down after that.
All right. So yeah, as the blackness fills this thing and the blazing inferno is, you actually, you almost see it recoil away inside of this cage as it's not as if, blackness is overtaking it. It's that nothingness is overtaking it. You just see this flame isn't so much snuffed out as it is simply torn into a place where fire cannot exist in the void of the universe, as the flame just is pulled away and disappeared from reality bit by bit in this very shambling lattice of rebar and iron just begins to crumble as then the final little drop of flame just disappears entirely, and there is just a loose like cluttered cage of iron and steel on the ground. And the news that you're all hoping for, whatever fiber or fabric of being that was keeping all the little the ember pixies here, just dissipates, and they each, much like with the fire inside of the Wicker Man, they seem to be pulled into something. And for those of you who are close enough to look at any of them, you see a look of pure terror in their orange eyes and gremlin faces as they try to like claw into reality more before they are pulled into nothingness. And with that, the circles of flame around each of the dolls disappears. Around the sleeping dragon disappears, and you just hear this inhuman screech as it says, "No, that's not how it ends! That's not the story! You cheated! That's not how the tale ends!" As this place begins to collapse around you, there's two things that you now have the opportunity to do. One, you can say something, you can say a callback or a snapback to the storyteller. Two, you will get bonus points. There is exactly one sentence, which is the perfect way to end this vile fairy tale. And if you say it, if you guess what I'm thinking and say it, you all get something extra. So I'm just gonna go down the chart and give you your chance to say something sassy or to do the one line that I'm looking for. First with Feng.
Gosh, I don't think it is. So it's one or the other, right?
Yeah, you have to pick which one you want to do.
All right. I mean, I think I'm gonna try for the wanted line just because I feel like
Okay.
it's one that we're all probably thinking of,
Mhm.
except maybe you. I'm gonna go with, and they all lived happily ever after.
Oh my god, get the air horn ready. You guessed it 100% correctly. Womp 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 womp.
So on brand for her to get it.
He was literally shit talking the story the whole time. It's perfect that
Yes.
it's Feng.
I am so happy you guessed it. Yes, and they all lived happily ever after. So you guys will all get something bonus for that. And
Yay!
then, Soleil, do you wish to say anything sassy as this place collapses around you?
Damn, this is why we all hate your court.
All right. Next up, we got none other than Aurora. What do you want to say? If anything, you don't
fucking
have to.
Suck.
Did you say you fucking suck?
Yeah, just y'all fucking suck.
Excellent.
to the urban fair to us.
Yeah, the
No,
urban fae.
specifically you, Nafisa.
I gotta make sure I wasn't doing. I wasn't.
The intrusive thoughts are now extrusive thoughts. Nafisa, you have the last word.
She's gonna speak in vulgar draconic and go. Oh, and I thought Jacob's books were hard to read.
All right. With that, the fairytale world collapses around you. And oh man, I didn't transfer that over. Oh well. And you guys return back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity. As you are now inside of a broken down, dilapidated, decaying, just burnt out husk of a building, surrounded by 8 or 7 miscellaneous people plus one Jacob and a fully sized Ludus next to you guys as you all pick yourselves off the ground.
Well, other than the person presumably burnt alive in some horrible fate, went about as well as we could hope.
Wait, does that mean I can't ever eat cheese again?
What do you mean? We have cheese on the table. You could eat the
No,
cheese.
no, like, if you eat like fae food, it's supposed to like make it so it doesn't taste good to you anymore when it's not fae food.
And if he's just gonna take a bite of the antipasta, if there's any on the table.
No, there is no food remaining. It looks like nobody has been in this place for probably a century.
I'm gonna pull out the emergency pocket cheese of from rations.
I'm going to allow anybody to make Arcana or Nature checks, and Soleil, you have advantage.
Yeah.
25.
This is for something very minor, so don't try and burn anything really valuable on this.
I got a 17.
Awesome.
11.
Okay, Aurora, you say all of that, but you and Soleil both know that because of the pushing up glasses, of Fae metaphysics, because they fed it to you in reality as opposed to in a Fae space, it was probably just food.
Okay.
It doesn't follow the normal Fae rules of too good to be true.
I think on accounting of the geographical planar location, I think you should be fine.
Those are some big words, Soleil.
Thanks, I know a few of them. Am I still a giant wolf?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say when you get back to reality, it reverts you back to the form the spell ends.
Cool.
Soleil, did the narrator turn you into a dog?
Oh,
I turned into wood.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. I'm sorry you had to get all charred up like that. But no, that was my own doing.
Wait, yeah. What the hell?
You
You were like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, well, that part, that's not usually how it goes, but I wasn't about to complain.
So
I
you are a
try.
wolf?
Apex Predator, baby.
God damn. Okay.
Nyx, who's pretty. How many hit points does Nyx have remaining?
19 out of 30.
Okay, so she's looking pretty scorched. She walks up to you and she paws your leg and kind of crawls up you and starts licking you and being like in vulgar draconic and going, "Are you okay? You look it was so scary when they kept pulling you in there, and I just wanted to make sure you're okay."
Nafisa's just gonna pick up Nyx and cradle her like a dog that's like crying for food and just go, "It is okay, Nyx. We knew we'd get burnt a little bit on this trip. It would happen. We'll get some ice cream later, okay?"
Okay, and she licks your face. As you guys see Nafisa pick up this like 5 foot long dog or dragon, and as it just goes,
I think that dog knows more long words than I do.
It does okay, Soleil. As we travel, you can pick up some draconic.
Sick.
Ludus lets go of your hand, Feng, as he is now 7 feet tall again.
Fair.
And he kind of brushes his armor off a bit as he looks around at everyone and kind of sees the overall status of everybody and sees that all the civilians except for that first one are okay and goes, "Excellent work, my intrepid adventurers! I thank you for your aid in that battle. I only wish that I could have raised my spear in aggressive combat against them, but it seems that my powers were sapped from me. But I think through the power of friendship and the encouragement I provided, we were able to overcome this dastardly threat and face a glorious new dawn."
That's alright. You were still plenty helpful despite being so tiny and cute. But again, I have to pose the question: who did you piss off?
"I do not know what you mean. I am, of course, a steadfast adversary in the face of all evil. Perhaps they heard of my legend and wished to try and snuff out my heroic spirit."
DM, through my whole existence as a dragonborn, can I tell that was Lunas's draconic essence that was chained up, or if that was something else?
Make a history check. You've never been in this kind of situation, so
You got it. 9.
no, you're not sure. You're not sure. He obviously has incredible draconic powers, but he could just be like you, but different.
Yeah, he's purple.
He is
It's
purple.
weird.
Yeah, it goes, "Well," as he looks down at Feng and goes, "you may count yourself my sworn nemesis and a steadfast defender of villainy, but I can see that there is good in your heart, and I know that there is more to you than meets the eye, and for now you may count myself as your ally. Should you prove yourself my enemy in these coming days, know that I will show you no respite nor mercy."
I would hope for nothing less than such a gallant hero.
You called her ally. Does that mean you want to join us?
Unfortunately, I do not think that my particular quests will align with yours, but know this: I will see you all rewarded for your heroism.
You could just join us and do your thing and come back.
I will have to consider such a thing in the coming days, but know that I am, alas, a tragic knight-errant, forever wandering this world in search of anyone who finds themselves a victim of tyranny, and that will force me to never grow moss upon my rolling stone, for that is my burden to bear.
Do you eat moss? Sorry, Aurora, you can ask.
What's the reward?
I will have to take you to my mother's, who will be able to see that you are adequately compensated for your heroics.
Your mother is also purple?
You see, it's kind of taken back. Well, one of my mothers is.
Okay. That was like Nafisa's roundabout way of saying, are your parents also Dragonborn? Okay.
Ha ha ha! I know that they will be delighted to meet you all, even with your numerous flaws, for I have seen what truly lies in each of your hearts, and there is a hero somewhere deep, deep, deep in there.
Aurora is giving him this, does not believe a single word that's coming out of his mouth. Look.
Soleil just claps a hand on his shoulder that's a lot of words to say you like us, buddy. You can just say that.
Feng, you were going to say something?
Alright, I don't know. I think things have been said relatively well, but if you are in fact looking for acquaintances beyond today, I'm sure we could be of very mutual assistance to one another.
Pray that there is no ill intent behind those words.
Oh, my good Sir Knight, I thought you trusted your judgment of character a little higher than that.
He puts a fist to his chest as he stands triumphantly, his tail billowing his cape behind him, as he says, "Even I, an excellent judge of character, peerless warrior, and stalwart hero, may find myself, perhaps, bedazzled by the many machinations of evil. But know that I will always remain vigilant, and I will not go quietly into the dark."
Yes, well, I do hope so. It would not be nearly as entertaining otherwise.
You hear Jacob picking himself off the ground.
Oh,
My
yeah,
Gordon!
Jacob, are you okay? Did you get set on fire? I know you're not very good at that.
Has that happened before?
We were turned into the wooden dolls, and we were burning and burning, and I couldn't do anything about it, and I saw you all fighting that horrible thing, and I was so terrified.
Yeah, welcome to the Fae, buddy.
It is okay, Jacob. We are back, safe. No antipasta, unfortunately, but we are safe.
I will have to report to my university, and I think I will spend some time in the incredibly warded office spaces that happen to make up that portion of the faculty lounge.
Oh, will you be leaving now then, Jacob?
He kind of looks up at Nafisa and kind of goes a bit frazzled but sad and goes, "I think it might be for the best, Nafisa. You seem to be going off someplace with this incredibly large, strange man, and it seems that it is probably something a bit out of my particular wheelhouse, as I have so recently become very, very apparently aware," as he gestures to this burned out building.
Okay, Mr. Jacob. I'm sure I'll be safe with them, but and she fucking just wraps her arms around him and hugs him really tight.
Oh.
I will miss
Roll
you,
for
Mr.
damage.
Jacob.
You do hear some creaking from his ribs because of your 18th strength, but he is a very poorly nutritioned German man. But he goes and he hugs you tightly back and kind of just puts his hand on your shoulder as you eventually release him and goes, "Well, I am forever in your debt, Nafisa, for everything you have done for me to get me this far. And of course for obviously saving my life in here. But if you ever find yourself in need of anything that I could provide you, you can always find me at the university. And of course, you are always welcome to simply visit me and talk to me. And perhaps we can find a different restaurants in the future."
You don't need to thank me, Mr. Jacob. We are family. And you saved me first, so don't worry about it. I will send you letters, okay? The same ones I will send to Auntie and Uncle. And she will say in high Wayfarer a traditional goodbye.
You hear Nafisa just bust out the like old timey Latin.
Verily.
Yes, as always. As Jacob smiles and gives you back a very formal high Wayfarer goodbye as he bows deeply, which is truly tragic for him because you see him greatly overbalance himself with all of the things that he is carrying, and he almost tips over before he sneezes and recoils backwards, and balance is once again restored in the force.
So, can I ask you all a question?
Yeah.
Is this like an everyday experience for you guys?
Oh no.
This is
Quite
pretty.
unusual.
This is pretty tame.
I mean, I'm seeing new places all the time, so new things like this are normal for me, yes?
Like fighting to the death? That kind of shit?
I mean, you're always fighting to the death every day, aren't you? I mean, like back home, I fought big animals and monsters, and then on the way over here, I crossed a big scary desert with a worm that could have had a worm in it. I mean, it shouldn't have, but it could have. And then on my way to this place, I almost got hit by like a car.
Yeah, a car. That's correct.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I mean, no.
I mean, you kind of had me worried when you just disappeared for a moment, but you sure as hell pack a punch, that's for sure.
I was horrified out of my goddamn mind.
Nafisa's gonna grab a chair, a not so burnt, destroyed chair.
There
bring it
are
over
no
to
chairs
Aurora.
in here.
Is there still a functional kitchen?
No, everything has been.
Damn.
This place has
No
been
food or PB.
abandoned and burned out for at least a century.
I mean,
If there's no chairs, I'll give her a rock for my great axe.
Sure, there's like a broken timber.
y'all are sitting here jesting and having a jolly time as we're about to be literally fighting to the death, and then making quips and shit. Like, who are you people?
Working on that.
I'm Nafisa. And this is Nyx. And she's gonna go through the same introduction she did earlier.
Ludus will put a big gauntleted hand on your shoulder and gives you that big winning, fangy smile as he says, "Why, my dear Aurora, we are heroes, and this is the burden that we must take. But you performed admirably, a true paladin in your own right. Ha ha!"
I'm just an art student.
I don't think just an art student could do what you did.
You are quite
very
more
kind.
remarkable than you give yourself credit for, but after that bittersweet meal, I find myself wanting something else. Tell me, dear Sir Paladin, does the home of your mothers have anything in the way of cookery, stoves, ovens?
He lifts his hand off of Aurora's shoulder and kind of rubs his chin for a moment and goes, "Well, we do have a large kitchen, but I've never, I don't use it, of course. The servants usually take care of that.
Splendid. Then I find there's nothing quite so good for the inside of a troubled mind as filling the inside of the stomach. What say we go there to a place perhaps less architecturally condemnable, and I make something.
That sounds delightful. Hunting makes me hungry as fuck.
Would some food help, Aurora?
Food and whatever that reward is, I'm sure will make me feel mighty much better than I do right now.
Then we should go then. Come on.
Then it is set. We will depart to my mother's mansion, and we will celebrate and revel in our victory.
Revelry? Oh, shit, you didn't say you partied too.
He gives you a really wry smile as he, puts his finger at his fingers to his chin, kind of doing that very like thinking L as he smiles at you and goes, "I assure you, I know how to celebrate after a triumphant battle like the best of them."
You cannot see Soleil's face, but he's got a very cocky, determined grin on his features. Just excellent. I'll let you lead the way then.
As we head out, I'm just gonna take some of Feng's gonna take some of her cloak to just kind of like, she's offering it to Aurora, and I think like it's 60% like, hey, you look like you could use this, and 40% I saw this, and I'm like 50-50 on if this was just gay coding for the moving pictures villain, or if this is just actually a thing that normal women do to other normal women. But here, let's give it a shot.
Well, thank you. It does. It's mighty nice of you. She's definitely like feeling a little bit warmer, but she's also like very much trying to keep a bit of distance.
Okay. You can pull away if you like.
Mm-hmm. I think she would.
All right. Anyway.
All right, with that gay, Lunas will lead you outside of the building, where you see approaching the building, holding a pistol in like her right hand, and like a very strange looking like knife in her left hand, where the like reverse gripping the knife underneath the pistol, kind of like what Leon does in like Resident Evil 4. Is a about a 3.5 foot tall goblin woman, who is wearing like black, looks to be like black slacks with black shoes, a white button up like shirt with a black tie pulled up at the neck, a long black overcoat. But she's only 3.5 feet tall, so long is very subjective, but it's long on her body. Goblin woman with her hair is pulled. She has like jet black hair that's been pulled into several braids, which form a bun at the back of her hair, with a single knife pin going through it. She has very dark circles under her eyes, as if she has probably not slept in a long time, and these very bright yellow like irises, and a pair of rectangular lensed glasses on her nose, and a large gilded gold scar going from under one of her eyes, across her nose, and down her right cheek. As she approaches like this, she looks, minus like the hair, the fact that she's a small goblin woman, she looks a lot like Makima in Chainsaw Man, but like very short. And you see her kind of look at you guys like she's in a very tired but like high alert status. And then as she sees you all leaving, she lowers her pistol and the knife and just sighs. And Soleil and Feng, I believe you are the only two who speak Goblinoid.
I believe that is true, yes.
Okay. You hear her say an expression which is normally along the lines of, like, ancestors help me, except it's been more slang-ized to ancestors, please unfuck this.
Excellent.
Oh, that's a new one I haven't heard.
As she switches to vulgar wayfarer and sighs and goes, Lunas, you have to check in with me. You missed your check-in date, or your check-in time, and I got alarmed and started looking for you, and then now I find you here. And you see Ludus, a 7-foot-tall, heavily armored man, immediately drops to one knee before her, bows deeply, putting like a fist over his chest, and he says, Lady Day, I apologize for my tardiness. We unfortunately found ourselves the victims of a nefarious Fey plot, and were forced to fight for our very lives to protect those around us and escape their dastardly lair. Otherwise, I would not have failed you so. And the goblin just sighs again and kind of rubs the bridge of her nose as she holsters her pistol in a shoulder holster and slings the knife behind her back in probably what's a sheath. And she looks up and goes, You can stand up, Ludus. You can stand up. I'm just glad you're okay. And looks at everyone else. Quite the cast of characters that you've found yourself in cahoots with. Ah, yes! Oh, forgive my manners, Lady Day. These are the noble heroes who stood side by side with me, weapons ready in the face of evil. As he gestures to all of you guys, it's basically, like that scene in Thor Ragnarok where he goes, This is my stuff! That's what Ludus does for the four of you.
Behold! My stuff.
You may introduce yourselves whenever you want.
Cloak lifted, left arm, bowing with the other. Feng-chen of Clan Wong, a pleasure.
Anyone else?
Oh, I'm Nafisa, and this is Nyx. And she just waves.
Soleil, and he'll give a short but polite little bow, like hinging at the hips.
Gotcha. Well, you're still above her, so.
Yeah.
I think Aurora would also just like introduce herself. She'd be like, it's just Aurora.
Right. Well, it's good to meet you all. I am Special Agent Chishi Day of the Federal Ministry of the Interior. As she flips out a little badge, which Feng would know that is in fact the what a symbol of the Federation, basically police service would be.
Okay.
So every country has their own, but this is kind of like the FBI Interpol of the United Federation of Allied States. And also, I will give everybody but Soleil can make history checks.
Nice.
Okay.
And this is just for fun lore.
Give me the lore, Hobbs.
19.
23.
What about Feng with a 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Feng, you unfortunately have not heard of Clan Day, but like, you know, in context, as you're about to find out, it will make sense why you particularly wouldn't know, being from Clan Wong up all the way in Avalon. Nafisa, you've heard about this from various members of your tribe, you know, in their travels and everything. And Aurora has also heard stories about this. You know, she went to college. She knows stuff. And Clan Day is what would be considered an old ways goblin clan. Feng is very much from a much more like new ways goblin clan. They set themselves up in Avalon, and they predominantly do, you know, various like civil and, you know, manufacturing and all those kind of services. Clan Day is an old ways, like these were the these traveling warrior mercenaries who, after the desolation of the goblin homeland 500 years ago, Clan Day eventually made its way from the eastern continent all the way to the western continent, and particularly in what was then known as the Kingdom of Leon, where they served as various mercenaries and warriors in all the different kinds of wars that happened in pre-Federation, territories in the UFAS. And they had the distinction of when the king of Leon was overthrown in a popular revolution that ushered in the Grand Republic, Clan Day sided with the revolutionaries, and for this continue to serve predominantly in the Leonese military and government. And so they will generally, especially because Nafisa, you got a 23, you know that Clan Day specifically will generally, once they come of age in the Goblin ritual, they'll do a tour of duty basically in the Leonese military before cycling back to the clan to, you know, take over, you know, clan teaching and other work responsibilities within the clan, before then alternating this for the rest of their lives, doing tours and government service back to the clan tours. However, only hobgoblins and bugbears get to do that. Because of the shorter lifespans of goblins, once they do their first tour back in the clan, they then spend the rest of their life working in government service. So a lot of Leonese military and government posts are actually held by Clan Day goblins, funnily enough. So that's just fun lore facts.
Never met a goblin clown before.
Like a specific goblin in my history teaching me this. Thank you.
Yep. So yeah, you heard about this from one of your tribe mates in their adventures. They traveled with somebody from Clan Day and, you know, regaled them with all of the might of their heroics of their blessed clan history.
Real talk, as Aurora is a criminal, technically, from Leon's. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's probably something good for Aurora to know as a wanted criminal from Leon.
Aurora's never getting a chance to rest. Like, the danger sense went up when she met Jacob and heard the propaganda. It spiked at the Fae fight. It went down a little afterwards, and now it's suddenly soaring back up.
You betcha.
Don't worry, she'll be a natural in my criminal empire.
My criminal empire, my polycule.
My chemical romance cover band.
It's like that meme where it's like when the deep state, my family, tells the tells the secret police, the servers at the restaurant that my personal information, that it's my birthday, my evil empire, my polycule. But yeah, so Special Agent Day will, walk over to Lunas, put a hand on his thigh, and just say, "All right, well, when you're done with whatever you're doing with them, please come by the office and give me a full debrief about what you did. I am very interested to know. And if you're saying that Fae were involved here, well, I'll reach out to the special office for extraplanar affairs to start investigating to see if there's any other urban Fae incursions over here that we potentially need to crack down on." And she'll look over at all four of you and give you a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes as she says, "And I'll be sure to look forward to the day that we all get to run into each other again. Feng-chen Wang, Soleil, Aurora, and Nafisa. Is that all correct? And of course, Nyx. How could I forget?" And she gives you guys a little wave as her coat then, furls behind her as she turns away and starts walking away.
So, Lunis, how do you know her?
Ludus, kind of smiles and goes, she is one of my companions in my adventures. Assigned by the government to ensure my legend is preserved."
Oh, so you aren't friends?
"I think we are great friends, although I acknowledge her superior status, and I will give her full respect as a lady of her rank."
You should bring her with you when you join us.
Yeah. The close, I was thinking about it after the first session. The closest thing I could describe to when Ludus laughs, it's like from Final Fantasy X. The
Oh my god.
But like with his voice, "Ha ha ha." "I'll be sure to bring it up, for wherever I go, she will soon follow. But
So
now, it is the time for you to follow me!" As he throws his cape back once more. What were you going to say, Nafisa?
I love
I was
him.
going to ask if we were going to meet his moms.
Yep.
No.
Alright, so do you guys follow Ludus through the mean streets of Venonia?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
Alright. He takes you through the streets. He seems to know exactly where he's going, which you would not be surprised considering he says his mothers live here. But he, winds you through. You guys get so many stares because you all are just the most ridiculous looking 6 people that probably could walk these streets.
We're just anime protagonists.
Yep. As identified, there's all of those mechanical birds everywhere watching you, processing the air. It just makes it so that the air is very breathable, but it has that chemical kind of tang to it because it's not perfectly processed. But some people will have like masks or kind of like bandanas or cloths over their face. Some of the more like what you could tell are probably like scientists and researchers and stuff will usually have like more sophisticated, probably like technological like gas mask kind of things to further sift out any of the pollutants. But as you go through, he starts taking you down the winding path up to the upper spires of the city, beyond the smog cloud that enwraps most of the populace and places within the city. And he goes, "Do not fear, soon you will all be breathing nice clean air."
Oh, thank goodness. I kind of thought it was just me, but
When I
some of
first
the
came. Oh, sorry. Please finish.
Oh, I was just gonna say something about the air around here is just it ain't great.
Y'all ain't from the city then?
Mm-mm. When I first landed the new fast, it smelled awful, and then Jacob told me it was normal here.
I had similar experience, so
Most cities I've been in have smelt better.
We are adding the Eastern Marches to our travel list so you guys can properly enjoy the fresh air again.
And as you break through the smog barrier and you see the gendarmerie of the Serene Republic are now in a bit more force as you start heading into the nicer parts of town. But one look at Lunas and they will basically let him and you by association pass anywhere. And he starts leading you towards one of the, what I described in session 1 as the kind of separate, segregated hill spire that is known as the Montaña di Drago, which is rumored to be the place that literally a pair of dragons lives in. As he just is bopping along happily, heroically up the streets. These streets are very desolate, especially in comparison to the packed millions of people that live in the lower spires of the city. And even from what you look over at other hills, and you see that there's like a fair amount of people. They're just better quality people. But not in this one. There's like very few people out and about as you come to the massive, spired castle mansion that is the true Montaña di Drago.
Hey, Lunas? What's your last name?
I do not have one.
You don't?
No, why would I need a last name?
I mean, I guess we're about to know who your parents are, but holy moly, dude.
It's awfully quiet up here. Where are all the people?
For some odd reason, the locals seem to have limited interactions with my family. I feel it is their loss, but I think that in time they will come to realize how truly wonderful my parents are.
I see. I certainly hope that we live up to your estimations then.
Do not fear, Feng-chen, for I will speak praises upon you and your heroic deeds, that even somebody with as tarnished a past as you will find succor and reward.
Then play on, good Sir Knight. Play on.
All right, as he leads you to what is the front gates of this, you can feel the very tangible, like, magical energy coming off of these gates. Your spidey sense is tingling to everyone as you feel that kind of like, when you hear like the hum of an electric fence. It's like that, but this entire like structural complex. As you see that there is a large like set of lizard folk guards standing at the front of the gate in very immaculate purple and silver like uniforms with rifles like slung on their shoulders and enormous like curved falchions at their hips. As they see Ludus, they will stand at attention and salute him. And He will go, "Ha ha! No need for such displays of formality, my friends. I have come here to be simply the entourage to these heroes that I have found my particular paths. Oh, so dramatically run encounter with." And the lizard folk kind of look at each other, and in vulgar Wayfarer kind of go, anything you say, Master Lunas. We will, assume notify your mothers of your presence. And he goes, "Indeed, I have reason to convene their attentions, to rain accolades and laurels upon them." And the lizard folk kind of side-eye each other, and one of them picks up like a radio that's built into the wall and says something in Hydroconic, which, Nafisa, do you speak Hydroconic?
Sorry,
I think-
I do not.
Okay, so you hear something in Hydroconic as then the gates begin to open, and you see a set of, there are 6 of you, a series of 8 kobold butlers and maids come out in little purple and silver uniforms as they scamper out and set themselves and bow and curtsy to Lunas and to you guys by association as you walk by. And he just kind of waves, very much like, he's like the mayor of a town walking by, waving at everyone. And the maids will then file in, flanking you guys as you enter this enormous castle. And for the more magically sensitive amongst you, you feel a very tangible pressure, it's kind of like in the back of your eyes, just this very palpable sense of pressure of just the incredible amount of magical energy that is in this place, just ambiently. But this doesn't seem from spells or anything. This is from like 2 core sources pressing in upon you. But it is all incredibly well furnished and maintained. There are dozens more kobold, servants going about chores and errands, and one of them will approach in a little butler outfit and bow deeply to Lunas, and will say something in Hydroconic to him, and he will respond and be like, "All right, I will need to inform my mothers about your presence, so if you could please reside here momentarily, I will see to it that the staff bring you anything you desire."
We have food.
Ha ha ha! If food is what you want, then you will be burdened with the incredible weight of deliciousness.
I have no doubt as to the skill of your splendid staff. However, might I request access to the kitchen and pantry itself?
Unfortunately, first I must get the proper authorization from my parents.
Of course.
I assure you I will speak enthusiastically as to your allowance into their larders. And with that, he will bow deeply to you guys and will head off with the kobold as the 8 kobolds next to you look up at you guys with their incredibly big, waiting reptilian eyes.
Alright, so I'm just gonna be upfront with all y'all. Any of y'all been in a place like this before?
Not exactly like this.
Nothing comes to mind.
I mean, it's not really different from any other place. We go inside of it, there's food, there's people.
Yeah, but these people are all here to attend to their every whim. It's a little different. The hierarchy, the social hierarchies in these kinds of places is all kinds of fucked.
Mm,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
care. Oh,
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't care about hierarchy. So I don't think it should matter to us.
You may not care about hierarchy, but these sorts of rich folk, they do tend to care about hierarchies.
I mean, Loomis didn't seem to care either.
Lunas is a kid.
He
He
may
has
well prove to be an exception to a rule, I'm afraid.
Also,
I
pretty
mean,
sure Lunas is a grown ass man. So
yeah, I mean, like, he was a little kid inside that fight area, but he's big, like, he's bigger than me, and that's, impressive. Actually, yeah. She's lying through her fucking teeth. Um, yeah, I mean, well, you guys are like your parents, right? I am like my auntie, my uncle, and my mom. I'm sure you all have plenty of parents to be proud of and feel related to.
Yes, that does tend to be how it works in our communities.
So, maybe Lunis's parents don't care. And even if they do, I mean, we're just getting the reward, and Lunis, and food, and rivalry. We should be fine.
We can certainly hope for the best and mayhaps plan for worse.
all right. I've been in plenty of homes like this, and I don't know if there's a single one that I would say that I really enjoyed the experience. So I'm not looking forward to this. But besides the point.
what's there not to look forward to? Hey, little guy, and he's gonna point out a kobold, and he's like, "We're supposed to have something to eat. Get us something to eat."
The kobold
No
kind of
Soleil. Oh, good.
looks around and looks up at Soleil. Um, uh, Master, was there anything particular you would want?
Aw, man, just like bring us something.
Why does Soleil sound so baked right now?
It's the post-fight, fucking euphoria. Um,
Oh god,
the
I hope not.
the kobold will bow deeply and will scamper off.
Lunis, did you learn Wayfarer recently too?
Lunas
Lunas
is not
left.
here.
He
I
left.
mean,
Halo.
I'm sorry, Soleil, whoops a daisy.
What's that?
Did you learn Wayfarer recently too, Soleil?
Wayfarer.
Yeah, it's like the words we are speaking right now. That is a language, and there are certain things you have to do, like you have to say please and thank you. It's really weird, but you have to say thank you to him when he comes back. Okay?
Oh, okay. I'll say thank you when he comes back.
Mm-hmm. It took me a while to learn it too.
I didn't have to learn it. I do speak this.
Yes, you are right now.
Yeah. Right.
A few minutes later, a series of kobolds will come and put down an array of hors d'oeuvres and water and there's one of them is holding like tea and another one's holding coffee. There's like various little meats and cheeses and vegetables and fruits and stuff available. Since you just kind of said whatever, they're just giving you like generic hors d'oeuvre food.
Excellent. He is not being picky, just like grabbing handfuls of whatever off of trays. If there's furniture around, he's just gonna
Yeah,
pop
there's
his
like
feet.
very like beautiful like leather chairs and velvet and just all these kinds of very plush chairs and couches and lounges in this room.
Yep, he's gonna get one of those elongated lounge chairs, plop himself up, kick his feet up, eating, making sure to thank each of the little kobolds he takes food from because he said he would.
Mhm.
uh, Aurora, you actually notice something with your artist sense tingling.
Uh-huh.
So you notice that obviously everything here is incredibly expensive. And there's like a lot of art on the walls and like, little like statues and busts. But you can tell, like, while it is all very high quality and very well done, there doesn't seem to be any deeper meaning behind any of it. Like they're like very generic like landscapes or pictures of like or paintings of like famous like things throughout the Federation or even before the Federation in some cases. But like there doesn't seem to be any real soul behind any of the ways that this is arranged. It's more of like the value is more important than any particular thing.
So I think rather than really indulging in any of this lavish feast that's kind of going on, she is probably just walking around taking a look at all the individual pieces and kind of just like checking the names of each of them, just seeing if she knows any of the artists and just but overall just kind of like scoffing and just feeling like maybe I can offer them something. Be fit for a nice little like main area, something like that. Just kind of talking to herself.
Gotcha.
I would like to roll to see if I can hear things, because I'm a nosy little bitch.
Okay.
I have no modifier for this, so
Roll
it's just
Just
Deep
roll
drop.
perception.
Nope.
No.
All right, you don't hear anything. You hear some, kobolds gibbering in High Draconic to each other, but you don't speak it and you can't hear it clearly. So
She probably just takes out like one of her smaller last remaining easels and just kind of like starts to sketch to herself like the general layout of the mansion.
gotcha. Yeah. So you start drawing. Um, Feng is trying to listen, but is not able to pick up anything outside of Soleil's incredibly loud eating. Soleil is being fed grapes by hand by some very small kobold servants. Nyx is looking at the various snacks arrayed and looking up at Nafisa. Nafisa, what would you like to be doing?
Okay. So let me check. Soleil is not lunchable maxing. Nafisa is going to take the hors d'oeuvres and like. I mean, we've done the Scooby Doo comparison with like the cast because we are 4 adults and a dog. Nafisa and Nyx are definitely doing the fucking piling high sandwich, but with hors d'oeuvres and eating it. And Nafisa is specifically like chewing very loudly with like crumbs sticking out while staring at what Aurora's drawing.
Yes.
What you working on?
I'm drawing this place.
Are you making a gift for them?
Less so a gift, but I mean, I guess it could be taken like that.
That's really thoughtful of you. Especially since they're already giving us a gift. You're a kind person.
Thank you, Nafisa. That's very sweet of you.
Do you like a drawing?
Yes, it's kind of like my life's passion.
I mean, well, my auntie's passion is, well, baking a really pretty looking bread. But there are days when it's just a job to her and it's, a lot. So, I don't know. Are you painting with that? Are you drawing with that passion right now?
Maybe not right now, but I strive.
I wonder what else you'll paint when you're traveling with us. There's a lot of pretty things out in the world. And Nafisa's gonna, like, with one hand while chewing on, like, the sandwich of hors d'oeuvres, she's gonna hold up the jar of prismatic sand that she got from the desert.
I mean, most of the time, at least for the last while, I've just kind of been traveling through the UFAS, painting whatever comes to mind. So this is just another one of those kinds of things. Trying to expand my repertoire, I suppose.
Do you only want to travel in the UFAS?
Huh. I mean, not necessarily. It's just, well, heading back into Erixia is a little. Well, it's kind of scary, I suppose.
We can deal with it when we go there. After this reward, we should probably figure out where we're going next.
Yeah. Right.
She's just gonna just continue to eat while next to Aurora with Nyx.
Okay. Yeah, Nyx is digging in to the hors d'oeuvres.
Mm-hmm.
And the everyone has a delightful snackaroo time. After a few more minutes, a kobold will approach you guys as all the other kobolds kind of pick up the various hors d'oeuvres and glasses and everything, and kind of just like somebody just like exhaled. They just all just like disappear into shadows, as there's only the one remaining kobold there. As she looks up to you, and she isn't wearing a like butler or maid outfit. She is wearing like very much a like formal uniform dress of like a high collared dark purple and silver gown. And she will look up at all of you and she will curtsy and say, "The ladies of the house have agreed to see you all, so I will take you to the meeting chamber."
We're being taken somewhere.
And with that, she will start walking deeper into the house. Do you guys follow her?
Oh, yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
Okay. As you walk deeper in the house, you see it's all very much like that front area. It's weird that something so ornamental and like expensive could also feel so sterile at the same time. Everything is designed in a way that it doesn't seem like there is a personal connection to it. It's just very expensive things that have all been very well set up. Like there's clearly somebody who has an eye for interior design, but it doesn't seem like it means anything. And then you come across these enormous double doors. And when I say enormous, these things are probably a good 30 feet across between the two doors. And the kobold will turn to you guys and say, "As we enter the meeting chamber, we will introduce the ladies to you, and once they have accepted your audience, you may then speak to them."
Okay, so we wait for them to say words and then we say words?
In essence.
Ooh, I've had good practice at that.
That's how they like it.
Mm-hmm.
Please be respectful. You are talking to some of the greatest people in this entire continent. And she will then abruptly about face on her heel, and she will gently kind of put her hands against the doors, and you just see them automatically just kind of open inwards. And you see this chamber. You didn't get a real top-down view of this place, but this chamber has to be like 100+ feet wide. But there doesn't seem to be that much in it. It's like clearly made of very beautiful like mosaic tiles in the form of a pair of like kind of an Ouroboros of a pair of dragons like circling each other, one of which is a dark purple and one of which is a silver. But otherwise, the chamber is entirely empty, except for Ludus, who waves to you guys as you enter. And then right in the center of the room are two statuesque 9-foot-tall women who are seemingly immaculately like put together. One of them has long flowing like silver white hair, which has various gems kind of laced into it, and a pair of like horns that are cresting out of it and back through the hair. Her face is freckled in these kind of, silvery white scales that go across her nose and cheeks and like the sides of her face and chin. And she is wearing this luscious dark purple gown, gilded in silver and with numerous amethysts and diamonds like sewn into the fabric. And then next to her is a slightly more mature looking dark purple to the point of almost being black braided hair that has the same kind of diamonds and amethysts woven into it, with her own horns, but with also those dark purple near black scales about her face. And she is wearing a silver gown that is like trimmed in dark purple with the same kind of gem motif. Very much they seem to be reflecting each other's colors and integrating them. They are not holding hands currently. They are standing very dignified, looking down at you guys. And as you approach, you see that they have very clear reptilian eyes. The silver-haired one has these like dark green like eyes in a very much kind of like gray sclera, and they're very clearly reptilian eyes. And then the dark purple one has these almost like white irises amidst a very like indigo sclera. And the kobold who leads you in will she bows deeply and she says, "You now stand before the great ladies." I have to practice saying this correctly. The great ladies Stella Talicora and Celeste Nakavastra, as they have deemed you to be welcome in their audience chamber, as you have been supported by their one and most beloved son. I have to say his full name now. One second. I forgot where I wrote it down, because I'm smart. Lunasil Varnasorova.
I thought he said he didn't have a last name.
He might not remember it. I mean, I don't know. Remind me.
Be grateful that you can bask in their majestic presence, as they will now heed the words of their son. And you hear Ludus say, "And these are the heroes I told you about, mothers. I think that they deserve some reward for the heroics they displayed." And the two women, look down at you guys, very impassive faces. These women have clearly nothing phases them. As the purple one will pipe up first and say, "You may simply refer to us as Lady Stella and Lady Celeste. We know that it can be difficult for you to be able to say our names. We welcome you under the accolades that our son has regaled us with since returning to our home. They do not bow or nod or say anything else, and they just look at you guys expectantly.
You are very welcome then. Thank you for having us in your home. It was an honor to fight beside your dear son.
So that-
Nafisa would have been waving like a dumb idiot the moment they stopped talking. But I'm assuming her and Nix's noses twitch a little bit, yeah?
Yeah, you guys are just real turned off by this like magical odor coming off of them that is just very much pressuring on you. And they will eye you all and say, "So be it. You have protected our son and fought alongside him, and accordingly we will celebrate your heroics. You will each be given 750 federal credits each, and we will remember your good service to our family."
Well, thank you very much. That's mighty generous of you. Um,
You have our thanks, multitudinous and deep as they are. It was a pleasure assisting a young master Lunis. I can only hope our paths may cross again. And this is Feng fully just like, okay, this is too much. I'm just switching into character. Like this is fully her game face on.
They nod at this and they say, "We are appreciative of your words of praise for our son. He is our darling boy, and we are always delighted to see him return to us, especially when he has faced such adversaries."
Mm-hmm. He is very, very helpful. He will be great help on our journey.
You see the silver-haired one who looks slightly younger than the purple one. Kind of, you see her twitch. Her eyebrow twitches a little bit. And she kind of pipes up and goes, "Our son has informed us that you did beseech him for his aid. Unfortunately, he has found himself involved in other tasks and will not be able to accompany you in these coming days. He has expectations put upon him."
That's okay. His spot is always open here with us.
Can I make a will save?
"Sure."
Oh,
Like, I think just hearing the description of someone restrained by expectations being beheld to them is just, oh,
You just like me, for real, for
You
real.
rolled really well, so
okay.
I don't know what
All right.
internal DC you had set for yourself, but you rolled a 19.
Okay. It's cool. Still in game face. I don't have to have real emotions right now.
What exactly does Lunas have to do aside from general acts of heroism?
He has places he must go to deliver his heroics and defend people. He mentioned that you had met Lady Day. She is his guide in these efforts.
If you would pardon my curious overreaching, but the urban fae seemed to have an great deal of animosity towards your son. Is there perhaps something that would cause them to hold a grudge against him or your family?
The older woman who is the one that is Celeste, Lady Celeste. She says, "As you are no doubt aware, our son is not quite all he seems to be. At this point, you found yourself in our manor and have likely drawn specific conclusions. In line with that, it is reasonable to believe that the innate magical core of our son would prove a disruptive element to even the machinations of a fey courtier, much like this storyteller." Soleil knows that a courtier is in the various politics of the Fae. There are the queens / kings. They each have a designated knight, and those are like the prime archfey that exist out of each court. Then each royal member, whether they be king or queen, usually generates a number of courtiers, which are like just under an archfey. They are kind of ancillary aspects of usually a court's particular portfolio of what they manage. So, for example, the archfey of Fall is a courtier of the Queen of Winter, while the archfey of, for example, Spring would be the courtier of Summer. So this storyteller, according to Lady Celeste, is seemingly a courtier to the Fae who rules over the urban court.
So this is like a significantly powerful figure that it was sent after Lunists, basically.
Potentially. You don't know if he was
Okay.
specifically targeting Lunis or not, but... So.
Curious that someone like your son would catch their eye. He must be a force to be reckoned with.
With that, you see the two women smile, and they go, "Our son is truly incredible, and he will only become greater in time."
And were I to provide him with an opportunity to prove that greatness, how might I petition that case?
The smiles disappear as they kind of do a much more return to formal, as Lady Celeste says, "As I have previously indicated, Mr. Soleil, our son is currently occupied in his duties. However, should he become available, I will think at that time he will have the luxury of considering your offer."
Any chance we could... Well, I'll say I don't want to speak for the group. Any chance I might be able to assist him with his obligations? Speed that process along?
They take a pause for a moment as Lady Stella goes, "While we do not believe that our son's adventurous spirit and his current companion are necessarily in line with perhaps why you have found yourselves in this city, you did say that you have all seemed capable in your own right. If you would potentially be open to it, we could consider extending this branch of trust for future endeavors, if you're interested.
I'd be mighty appreciative of the opportunity.
So if we help Lunas with this stuff, he'll join us, right? It's basically what they said, yeah?
The Lady Celeste very delicately raises her hand in kind of a stop gesture, and you just feel the like absolute weight of magical energy pressing upon you as she says, "First, if you perform additional tasks for us, we may consider allowing you into a deeper aspect of our circle of trust. At that point, we can discuss things about our son, but until then, he is not of your concern."
That immediately makes him a Feng's concern.
Mm,
Well, I mean, I think what I'm surmising from this whole situation is that you are not opposed to the idea, but you do not trust us just off of this one single incident, which I understand. We are, after all, just basically just folks that rolled on off the streets. It was very generous of you to even allow us into your home in this current situation, even with the recommendation of your son.
It should be a credit to how we view the word of our son that you have made it this far.
Very much so, my ladies. She'll kind of do a more deeper bow.
You detect a faint presence of being pleased with this show of respect and deference. But Lady Stella will chime in. If you are open to potentially more work for more reward, we are willing to discuss potential opportunities for you. Would that be amenable to the four of you?
I mean, we were going to do stuff anyways, so sure. And if we're talking more than the line, then I can show you the photos I took of Lunas when he wasn't looking.
Their curiosity is piqued. You see that they both kind of look at you, look at Ludus, and both of them, seemingly in tandem, raise their left eyebrows.
To add
Photos
to
of Chibi Lunas, so
Yeah.
powerful, so powerful.
Nafisa's not showing it to them yet because apparently there is no trust yet, so she's just gonna open the book and have the party look at the Chibi Lunas photo she snuck in while they were walking, and like their facial reactions to fuel the mom's like current curiosity.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
You have quite an eye. Have you considered going into this as a field?
I mean, I'm always on the field. But yeah, I'll take plenty more photos when we travel, don't worry. She puts the
Now
journal
then,
away.
were you speaking in terms of a broad contract, or do you source your work job to job?
People ask me to do stuff and I do it sometimes. Like
Oh,
this.
that was to the good ladies of the house.
Apologies.
But well noted.
Lady Celeste says, "As this is the beginning of a relationship of sorts, we will discuss an opportunity for an initial assessment From there, we can discuss more permanent relationships, assuming you perform successfully.
And
Sounds
this,
fair. We keep winning, we get more work.
these would also come with some sort of a monetary reward.
Stella, kind of looks down at you, and at that moment, you're a very small sheep.
Very small.
For a very large reptile.
Mhm.
And she will look at you, and a very manicured smile comes across her lips. And you see those sharp, draconic fangs in her mouth as she says, "Of course, we would not see you work without your own compensation for your responsibilities."
Okay. Um, she'll look to the other folks. I don't plan on doing this for forever, or even close to that, but this is, well, probably the most money I've had on me in a long, long time, so, um, yeah, I think I'll give it a try.
Yeah, no, forever's a hell of a long time. But
Yeah, we got a lot of places to see, so the moment we get Lunas, we can go see new places with him too.
Don't stop treating Lunas like an object.
Well, I
I don't
mean,
think
no,
they
but he's
like
our friend,
that.
right?
He can make such choices for himself, my dear
I mean, he already
Nafisa.
said yes, so, I mean...
Um, Lady Celeste will say, "I believe we have concluded the initial discussions. We will spend the evening engaging in our own discourse for what would be a suitable task to gauge your prowess. We will see to it that you receive lodging at the Hotel Buenasera. Do not worry, it will be paid for while we make our decisions, and I believe that your Miss Wong has specifically requested the opportunity to prepare a meal for you. We will grant this on condition of that we wish to see the caliber of photography you have taken of our son."
you can cook in our kitchen in exchange for baby pictures.
I can show you them, but they stay in the scrapbook. They're an important part of my journey.
So
Unless
be,
you have, like... Oh, sorry.
I say, "So be it. We understand that you seem to be collecting your own hoard of things." As they kind of, even through their very, politically controlled mannerisms, there is a bit of disdain in their voice.
We all have our hordes.
Though, if you seek recreations or copies or prints of them, I might know of a graphic artist that could be looking for such gainful employ.
So noted. We will assess the value of this service once we have viewed the photos. Now, if that will be all,
I think that's everything. Do you guys have anything you want to say?
Lunas is in the room, right? He's
Yep.
like present.
Yep.
I think Soleil will turn and address him just like, well, we'll see you later then, huh?
Until we meet again, rival.
And if I wanted to, well, see you again, how might I arrange it?
ha ha! Well, I assure you that wherever an innocent cries out in fear and oppression, wherever evil lurks its dreaded visage upon this world, you will find me not far away.
Okay, but like, what if I wanted to see you without evil being present?
Oh my god, Soleil just like yelling at children in a park to get Lunas to show up.
Well, and with that you
This man is so thirsty.
with that you hear
I genuinely just want to talk to him.
you hear Lady Celeste
Sure,
cut in and
sure.
go, "Our son will be spending the evening within the manor, and then he will return to his duties."
Soleil just frustratingly defeated because that did not answer his question at all.
Now, our major domo will show you to your new dwellings for the evening. After you have had your meal, we have allotted one of our rooms for this. All of you are dismissed except for this one. And she points at Nafisa.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna be okay by yourself?
It's okay. They smell a little weird, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And she's not saying that super out loud, given how
I was gonna say, don't tell him that.
You
Oh,
see them very audibly twitch at that.
oh god, when you audibly twitch, that's
Yeah,
terrifying.
you almost hear the kind of scales grinding against each other.
God.
Mm-hmm.
And
You've become the most powerful person in the room with these baby photos.
the
It's all about supply and demand, baby.
the uniformed kobold will show all of you out, and Lunas will wave goodbye. But Lady Stella points to him and says, "You will stay until you depart with the proper greeting." And as the rest of you are fuddled out and Nafisa and Nyx are just sitting there, you see Lunas walk up and they each give him a kiss on the forehead as
Aww.
before he kind of sheepishly kind of scampers out because he's really embarrassed that it's undercutting his heroic veneer that he puts on. And our final thing is the two very large women will now swoop down on Nafisa and bend over to look at the book of pictures. You can make one insight check for the road, Nafisa.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. Insight. That's a natural
That's
20.
plenty.
Go!
Oh my
So-
God.
So
The baby pictures.
audibly, the mothers are very much like, you know that scene from American Psycho with the business cards? Where they're like,
my God,
"Ah,
yeah.
yes,
Nice.
very nice. Yes, these are excellent photography." But you pick up, they're like, "Oh my god, these are pictures of our son. He looks so cute. Look at how small he is. I remember when he was that small." It's just that vibe of these mothers are just absolutely swooning over him. And
Aw.
with that, you could say one last thing before we wrap things up, Nafisa.
Yeah. Don't worry, when we travel, I'll be taking lots of pics, so anything I find of Lunas, I'll also share with you. I know how important a family is as your horde.
Yes, this would be expected of you if you find yourself in our employ. Meanwhile, it's like that scene from Dress Up Darling where you get the internal monologue from Marina of "I love him, I love him, I love him."
Mhm.
They're just the biggest simps for their son. And with that, we will wrap things up for the night. Our noble heroes defeated the Fey Terror, escaped a dastardly fairytale, and are now celebrating their victory. So I hope everybody had fun. I hope everybody in the audience had fun. If you haven't done so already, please go give me a follow here on Twitch, sub over on YouTube, where we have all the videos of all the streams and all the origin sessions, everything. Please go check out all of these amazing players. And they're all amazing people in their own right and deserve your love. And that'll be it for tonight. I hope you guys had fun. We are gonna go find us a there person to raid. My little Squiddo and Vesper. Vesper's doing art. We're gonna raid Vesper. So if you are a follower, please copy down. Oh, sorry, call to hugs. I forgot my own call. Yeah, if you're a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you're a sub, please copy down the Knight's message. And we are gonna go raid little Batterino, Vesper, Fortune, VT. And yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it. It was fun. You guys met the dragon moms. I learned Ludus's true dragon nature.
Don't forget his earring is his baby tooth.
Never forget. All right, have a good night, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.